Hello Liz, how are you? It is absolutely horrible out. Whoa, what's happened to my pencil? Come here, come here. Oh, it's stuck in the hole. Yeah, got an horrible day it is here. Absolutely awful day. It's horrible, miserable, throwing it down. Poo day, poo day. Oh, blooming neck. Hello Tamara. How are your sliders? Hi Sarah, hi Val, hi Julie. Slip sliding around. Oh, it makes me laugh that. Under your name, I've got the word C translation, so let's see what it says. She is original, see original Arabic. Ah, dear me. That's funny, that. Under the translation, I've seriously got C translation. I click on it, it says C original Arabic. Oh, funny. Good morning, afternoon, Emma. Hi, Karen. Hi, Louise. Hi, Wendy. Oh, it's horrible there. Hi, Carol. Hi, Kim. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Sharon. Not raining in Waltham Abbey. It's raining here. Looks like I've got a wedding in one. I have two trees, a white and a pink cherry tree. And hi, Sue. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Kath. Hi, Sharon. Yeah, it looks like people throwing confetti, and whilst it looks pretty nice, it looks pretty awful when you start stretching it in, dragging it in everywhere in your house and everything. It's a bit of a nightmare. So yeah, it's not a nice thing. So we did this one yesterday, which I really liked, the idea of collage and paint and stuff on it, and it was a really sort of organic thing. Oh, Sonia, be careful. But I've got to get in preparation for getting the car sorted and all that. The other car, my car, one's dead as a donut or whatever it is you call it. Anyway, enough of my trials and tribulations. I thought we'd do something a little bit organic. Again, I really enjoyed it, but I'm going to put in a little bit of a twist. So I'm going to ask myself at the beginning, or say you might have a set of smiley faces or a set of numbers 1 to 10 on how you feel, like 10 being amazing and 1 being crap, that sort of thing. Hello, Denise. So you know what I mean. So what I'm going to do is every day I do my moodling. I'm going to start with, I'm probably on a 3 today, starting with a 3. Not wrong with that, it's fine. But then what I'm going to do, yeah, the arca, absolutely. Yeah, big happy birthday. Happy birthday to lovely Philippa as well. Yep, her birthday. So I'm on a 3. So I've got my daylight bulb here, hoping that'll bring up. So I'm aiming for higher. And then I'm going to do a little reflection. Now, I don't want you to go into this thinking, oh, right, we've got to self-analyse. I don't want any of that. This is just about reflection. So I'm going to have a reflection at the end of everything. I'll just put it up here so I don't forget. A reflection. And that could be a reflection on how you feel in general. It could be a reflection of how this has made you feel. and if it's changed it, why do you think it's changed it? And it's just a little way of working. Blah 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 blah. Next week we've got something great coming up. We've got the Mental Health Challenge at Mental Health Week UK, and we've got a series of videos planned every day. I'll be doing a live every day that I can. I won't be able to do it on Thursday because I'm filming, but sorry, I've got TV work, but we've got some great ideas where we're in tune and joining with Mental Health UK. So we'll be looking at nature, and we'll put the site out, but they have actually got a little journal. Hi Robert. Got a little journal that you can print out, but I'm not saying you've got to print it out. It's just something that you can sort of look at, use as you wish, but I will be referring to it. Rachel will be, and Liz will be joining at some point. We've also got the week after the cancer research, which is probably close to many of us. So next week it's going to be really good in the fact that this week we're planning it. We're going to have giveaways. I won't be in charge of postage, otherwise you'll never get them. You will get them, it'll just take 10 years for them. It's like the post from China. You know what I mean? Just buy it a month a year in advance for when you want it. Hi Dawn, hi Robert, hi Sally. So it's going to be quite a little, because the weather has a big reaction to me. Has a huge effect. It really does affect me a lot. So I'm hoping my daylight bulb will do that, but I'm on a 3 at the moment, so let's see if we can take it up. Now I've been looking at slides of microscopes, and I've always been fascinated about under a microscope, you know, like zooming in on something and enlarging it, zooming in, enlarging it, and it's also a bit like analysing ourselves as well. You sort of zoom in on a problem and it makes it in some ways terrible because it's a mountain out of a molehill sort of thing, but in other ways you can really get to the bottom of things or understand them. So there's 2 ways of thinking about it. So I quite like the idea of the organic shapes, and I love that idea. I really loved that, and I love the way it sort of fitted the page that way. But I'm going to do something similar, but I'm just going to do it now. I saw this shape on one of my drawings like that, and I was just absolutely loved it. No, it's not a landscape. It is to do with microscopes. Now this is a bit too jaggedy for me, but that's better. I prefer a smoother line. But yeah, and they have well, that's it better. It's more like a lava lamp. Maybe not so much that, but I just love the way it does it. So I'm going to go straight in with my pens. Let's get my pens out. So I'm going to be, don't snap my pencil. I'm going to go straight in with my good old pens. The pens out. What the bush is this? Can't find a pencil and find 3 all at once. Bloody rubbish. 4. Yeah, have we got any more in here? No? I go through pencils like nobody's business. Right, let's see what we've got. We've got a 1, a 4, a 1, a 4, 0.3, pen. Oh, a 10. Fat in, and a 2. Right, so I've got a random selection, an 8, a brush, and a 5, and a coloured one. So I'm just going to use these for now. So I've got the first part, and I'm going to go in with, let's see, 1. So the first part is where I'm going to get some some patterning on this, and I'm going to let my pen do the work. Hello, Andrew. Hi, Sue. Hi, Mary. Now, I'm going to leave this in case you want to fill it in. I'm listening to the music. Right, so I've made that crazy line. It was just like the way the music was making me feel. So here, like that. So you've got this element here. So we've got like these cellular structures behind it. And I've got another cellular structure there. Maybe one here, because it fits in, doesn't it? It fits in, makes sense. And here I'm just going to drop in a shape around it. It's really organic, I do know that, and I'm really going to enjoy doing this because the cellular structure fascinates me. So I'm putting a frame around it. So we've got shapes within shapes, so it's an integral part of it, is that depending on what shape you're looking at is the prominent one. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm looking at that shape and that shape. I've created this wonderful shape here, and I'm really liking that, so I can make a focal point of that without that being the focal point, if that makes sense. But also, I love this shape that has opened up here. Makes me want to do that. And they are a bit misshapen, and I don't mind. I quite like that. So these are now the shapes that are going to fill the little spaces. And it's all like cellular structure. I'm sort of inventing my own. It's very much it is organic because it is reliant on the music that I'm listening to. So if you're going to go on there and listen to whatever, you're going to be influenced by that music, if that makes sense. So we've got these like lines now that we've connected. We started off with the main elements, but then we've created new shapes within those shapes. So and this is very much like taking your pen for a walk. I love doing stuff like this because it just makes me feel very relaxed. I've not got a plan that I've got to create a pretty picture. And because I'm looking at the way nature sort of performs, like how it grows, it just gives me such a great sort of starting point. How can you beat nature? So we've got like different shapes all over the place. I'm just going to add another one here. So this is a number one, which is quite heavy for a number one, really, isn't it? So again, I'm going to, but this is where your moodles come into it now, because the moodles are very much what we do. So I'm going to get rid of any lines that I don't need. I'm going to put some patterning in. So some people date the work, some people don't, some people put the name on the work. I think dating it is a really good idea. I did have a little stamp like the post office ones. So we've got these patterning now, and I'm just going to go in and fill some areas with it. So I'm looking at the cell structure in here, and I've been noticing it's like little cells in there, especially when you start to look at crystals and things. You get all these wonderful lines appearing, and they create like little kingdoms in their own right, little tiny sort of smaller kingdoms of big kingdoms. It's just, I tell you what, it's fascinating. So here, this line here, I'm just creating like a chain, like little sort of circles within them, and then I have come a little bit closer with the camera, so I'm hoping that's made a difference. So I've created those final lines now. Can you say? Yeah, you could say like a resin pour. So it's like I've got this continuation here happening, and then there we go. It's like that. I've got another one that I'm going to put in there. I might leave that. So I'm going to bring this down somewhere else. So I've got a pattern coming round here. I've got one down. I think I'll do it here. So this time I'm just looking at where it's created like peaks and troughs. This is naturally where I feel it needs to go. And you've got your own, you'll come to understand where you want your stuff yourself and where you feel it breaks or doesn't break. So here I'm just going to put one in each one now. Maybe I'm going to change that shape. Again, remember what I normally do is use a similar construction or pattern, but just change the pattern. So it's circles, but we're doing them in a different way. So yeah, that's a really good way of looking at it, Wendy. So we've got this, also looks like an incandescent flame, doesn't it, of a candle. So I'm just going to pick one maybe to do here, not all of them. So I'll just pick this one, just make them a little bit closer. Surprising, this is a number one. I think what it is I've used it that much that it's splayed. Again, the idea of the same pattern content, so circles and lines, but in a different formation. So quite like that. It's starting to look quite cellular now, isn't it? I'm loving this now. So I've already got so I've gone now to a 5 from my 10. It's good that. So now I'm going to do simple circles. and I think probably this one would work quite well. So I'm just using a circular format. Now I could, if I want, and if I wish, change this completely and chop a line off. Say I don't want it to go down there, I could just chop that line off if I do, but I do. So the whole point about mindful moodling is to understand about it's okay to not do something. It's okay to feel a bit rubbish. It's okay to sort of, as long as you don't let that take over your life, you have to have a point where you say, no, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to be doing this, or I've got more idea, and I've got more sort of control over it now. Yeah, I'm going to have a rubbish day here, but I'm going to have a really good day after that. So you can't wallow. So just put in some triangles like this, because what I'm going to do is just put a massive, well, no, put a version of what I've got on the actual big replica of it, so you can see it circle with that going through it, but I'm doing it on a small scale. I'm not too happy with this shape, but I've learned from it. That's all that matters. I think what I might need to do is, yeah, that's better. So in between, it looks like a blooming, what's it called? Thingy Tower. What's it, Pathé News or something like that? An advert. So here I've just put some spikes in. I think what I will do is just put some lines. I tell you what, when you look under a microscope at different things and how what they're made of and how the cell structure is, it's stunning, absolutely amazing. Just, you know, a piece of pollen, it's absolutely, the cell structure is absolutely phenomenal. Here I'm just going to put in some lines that fit the shape, bringing it back to a cell structure. So sort of following the shape of the outside and like bricks. This is very therapeutic, this little exercise, because this is really, you don't have to think, you're just creating pattern. I often sit cross-legged when I'm doing this, and I'm able to sit a good 20-25 minutes, maybe more, cross-legged nowadays. I'm cross-legged now, and I can sit for longer lengths of time on the chair. It's very comfortable for me anyway. Wouldn't be for some people, but you know, and that's why I'm telling you that. Not because I'm just, but what I'm saying is it's important to find a position that you can draw in, colour in, create in, and then that's your comfy position for when you create. And it makes a big difference to when you work, because then you know, it sort of means, right, I'm in my zone now, I'm in my zone to create. So I've got some patterns here that I can fill in, but I don't want anything to because if I was going to put circles, but they're too much like that, so just put in some stars. Really simple today. It's a bank holiday. We haven't got, people are doing their own things. Lives are coming to be a little bit more normal now, and they don't want us anymore. No, I'm joking, but do you know what I mean? It's like you can't let this take over your life either. So I'm just going to put dots, not everywhere. Well, yeah, everywhere, but not condensed. So I've got that nice structure there. I need some space up here as well, so I don't want it all over. So rather than create a massive area, I just draw out another area and let it become a smaller area. Then I can control that more. Well, not control it, but have less of a massive these shapes. So I've got that here. I'm just going to put in some just drawing in these shapes. They sort of, I'm not sure whether I like them yet, but I could grow to like them. Here, just thin lines, thicker lines. Like a tartan. And they just pass over each other, cross them over. Don't have to be neat. There we go. I really like that shape, so I'm going to do it again. So just two lines together. You can put in whatever you want in these little spaces. If you want to put letters, words, writing, anything you want. It's not too heavy. Let me see. So up here I put these like tree like things, which I'm going to change because I'm not a lover of them. But I've got this pattern happening here. I've got this like checkerboard happening. I'll put another one down here, I think. I need to sort of change out some of these because I think that there is too much like the background. So what I am going to do is just create now. At first I joined them and I don't really like them joined, so as I've gone on I've put a dotted line. And then this way it also creates like a journey, a pathway for your eye. So it's easier to spot the direction. There we go, like that. So you can see the direction now more in it. It's got more depth in it. So here, circles. Circles within circles. You can't have cell structures without that, can you? And again, these like contour lines of cell structure. And I'm filling in with small areas. So we've got condensation. No, well, you might have. I don't know. What happened there with us? So I'm going in with big circles, and then filling it in. Do another one. I quite like that shape, so that's going to be something reoccurring in a lot of it. I like the idea of doing the bigger ones first, and then I quite like that idea, so I'm going to do one there. Might be too much of a doing that, might do it down there instead. So you fill it with as many big ones as you can. So you're starting with big ones to fill your spaces, and then as that progresses you've got less space, and that's when you fill it with ones that fit that space. I think I'll use pencils on these. I might use, I think I will use pencil because I've got a reaction with the paper. It's not a great strong paper. It's not meant for watercolour, is it? So it's meant for less sort of damaging stuff. So I'm going to be making my own journal, book bound. So it's going to have a flat binding, so it's going to look like that. I ain't got one. Like a proper bound book. And I'm going to do watercolour in it, which I'm really excited about because I used to do it years ago, and now I'm going to go back to it. But it will be bound like this. It will be bound. It'll have a lie flat spine as well, so that, see how that's a lie flat, so it will be like that, but it'll be watercolour paper. Be interesting to do. I've not done one for many years, but it's something I really enjoy doing. There's another one I've seen where you get an old book, and this is genius because I really like the idea of this. Get an old book and use the cover from an old book for a new journal, and I really like the idea. Right, so we've got that. So I'm just looking at this one here, and I'm thinking we've got circles, could do with the lines here. Quite big. So I'm just doing a ziggy-zag in here. And I think I'm more or less done. I can leave this like that and I don't have to do everything. So I'm just going to get some really simple pencil shading on this. Wow, look at that. Not even half past. Look, my neck, I'm on fire. Oh, my legs have gone dead. Oh my goodness me. Oh, right, hang on a bit. This is funny. This is stupid, this. I might be able to sit like that for a while, but oh, my legs. So I think I'm just going to use some really simple colour work. Nothing fancy, just colour work. So as always, let's start with my blue. So I'm just going to do some, I won't be able to finish it all. So heavy, well, by heavy, intense, strong. Strong definition at edges, but left lighter in the middle till you get like a halo. And I've always done that. I've always done my shading like that. Well, you know, you've seen me do it. So you can bring in another colour if you want, or just really concentrate the edges. Scary me already. Went had to go to the shop last night, and it was nice to see that people was outside. They're like, we have these pop-up pubs now. And it seems to be like a cafe culture. Sounds a bit mad, I know, but where people are sitting on, you know, on the pavement, not actually on pavement. Well, it can do if they want, you know. But you know, there's tables and chairs out more on like in front of shops. It won't be long before the council come along and tell everybody that they've got to go back into their own space. But it was nice to see people out and about. It wasn't warm last night, but it wasn't freezing. But lighter nights, people are out and about. It felt very strange, I must admit. Very strange. It's like cocoon opening up a little bit so you can have a peek out. I'm not too sure whether I want to come out of my cocoon yet. When I went to pick up my meds and stuff, you can get all the free rapid testing. Must cost millions, that. Not digging, not having a go at anything or out like that. No, I'm not interested in. You can tell tensions are high. I mean, look what happened with football. Is that black? Yeah. What, the one next to it? Yeah, you can see the tensions with the footballs and stuff. Just bringing in some dark areas where it's getting really close like that. So if you're wondering what the noise is, it's the bin men. The bin men are here. Get them out, the bins are here. Get them out. Do a good job, those bin men. Throughout all this, they've been here. They might be, well, they are unsung heroes, aren't they? Because they've had to get rid of all this rubbish. Because we've not stopped buying and selling and stuff. It's just been on a different way of doing it. So instead of going to shops now, people are going online. But they've had to sort of still clean up all rubbish and the hospital rubbish as well. I always think it's a bit like the elves and the shoemaker. We sometimes can wake up in the morning and think it's all going to be done. Somebody's got to do it. We forget that, don't we? So I'm just bringing in some darker colour here. So all I'm doing is just, you can get your tortillon if you want, or a white pencil. I mean, I've got a China Graph white pencil here that I can blend the colours together if I wish. But you don't have to. You don't have to do that. You can do what I've done here and just leave them. It's entirely up to you. I'm just getting some practice in, and it is practice. This is shading practice, so if there's a line there, I need to know that I'm able to get that line out, and that if that means I've got to practice on it, then this is the way to hone your skills. So you don't I was using it too high up, plus it's a bit blunt, so I'm going to sharpen it a bit by doing it shading like that first. More control. I move my way up the pencil. Take the control off, so I've got like a bit of blend in there. Some places like this are incredibly difficult to put some blend in, so there's no point in doing it unless you really want to do it and it's a real sort of integral part of your work. But normally I just tend to keep this halo effect for the bigger areas. Again, changing that round. Using the whole of my pencil, lightly, heavier. It's a really good little exercise, this. And then whenever you've got a line, go back over it, lightening the pressure on your pencil. I know I've seen people doing circles. You can do circles if you want. Do whatever you feel works for you. Not the same for us all, wouldn't be. Well, it shouldn't be either. Might want to bring out some of this here. See, the white pencil's gone on there. So I've got room for another blue up here. So if I pick another blue that's different to them all. Choices. Probably not. I don't think we use this one. Oh, flamboyant. Just laughing if you saw that there. But that's keeping me tummy warm. Like I've got a big Buddha belly. No, I shouldn't say that. Well, you know what I mean. Where cushion is. I'm going really lightly with this now. Hey, Tamara, you're little in. Pablo, he's a right chunky and isn't he now? Look how cool he looks. Oh, he looks stunning. Isn't it amazing how fast they grow. So here I've used the blue, the light blue, medium and dark. I didn't plan it like that, it just happened. I do have an idea of what I'm saying this to Rachel. I have an idea of what I'm going to do, but I don't have a surefire flat plan, because then it can't go wrong, can it? So I'm just going to put in the yellow. I like blue and yellow. I like blue and orange as well. So I'm just going to put in a little bit of shade in there because it's a bit oneness. So I'm just going to go in with, I was going to go in with that one, I've just snapped the bloody thing. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't swallow that. So I'm just going to go in with a little bit of orange in the middle. It looks pretty awful like that, so just blending it out a little bit and then using the shading skills that we've learned. Go back over with my yellow. There you go, really like that. So again, go in with my yellow. I am actually pressing quite consistently on the outside and then really allowing it, because it's a lighter colour, I can go quite dense on the edges but lighter in the middle, because I want to put some of the orange pigment in the middle, but I don't want it to be too heavy. So you put a layer of the yellow down first and then a tiny bit, concentrating more in the middle like that, and then outwards and back in with that. See, it's too blobby now. I think that's better. Turn it around a do. You'll get to feel how your pencils work, how to work them. So just going to change it slightly and have it darker here. So just putting a little bit of the dark there. Blending that more into that sort of, succession of it. I might do some watercolours later. I'm in the mood, I think. Some colour charts. So I really like that now. I do need a little bit of the and all I'm going to do with these is I'm doing heavy, and then light, same colour. Don't matter, I'm going over the little circles I've done, and then heavy, because I can go back over with a pen or a white pen or anything I want. But I'm just trying to create depth and a colour shift, or change, sorry, not a shift. Colour shift is when it goes from one colour to another using, you know, a pencil. Colouring rather than a pencil blend. So here, the blue, I don't like that, but it's something I can sort out later. So here I can leave that as it is, but I thought what might be nice is just over the lighter versions put in some yellow, so I get a lighter orange. So you're blending with your pencils, but blending this way, so you get like different tones of yellow and orange. It's not the same, just these two pencils, but you get a great effect. So here, this is the lighter one again, with the yellow over the top. There we go. So I like that, I like that. That pop of colour's been really important to it. I think what I'll do now is I'm going to give a real pop of colour now. So I'm going to go in with some purples. I think what I'm going to do is I like medium in the dark, so I've chosen one colour. And I'm doing it just go one way and then the other, circle, circle if you wish. So I'm not really haloing on this one. So here I've got the dark purple. And I can just repeat that up there, and I'll put the lighter one down here. There we go. So we've got a nice like tartan pattern if you wish. Or you can go lighter and darker, darker and lighter, darker. Quite like that one as well. So here, go darker, lighter. See where it's just blended with a pencil rather than me trying to I'll just do a line around it actually. So here I've gone to the opposites now, and I've just put in a line around it and then lightly colour in the middle. So again, it's a play on the theme of same idea, just a different way of doing it. There we go. So we've got these three all in the line. doing exactly the same thing here, but I'm going to create like a pearl. Like that. Not easy to do. You finish them off as you do with your pens and make them look more real. They are really cool to do. I love working with the pearls and the water droplets. So here I'm just doing the big ones, leaving a white patch that we can blend in later. Oh, then going right in dark with around the edge, because you want it to create a three-dimensional effect. So then you go to your next colour up and you blend that in. Because the natural nacre on things like this is really beautiful. It's got so many fractions of so many light and colours and particles all bouncing around. It's brilliant. So here I'm just going in now, just trying to get rid of the line. And this is what you can do with this. You can actually make these more like jewels. That'd be a good idea. You know, finish it off, put these like jewels. So cool, that. So here, I just need the very light one now, and I'm just tickling over. I don't want it white. I really like that. There we go. You can see, do some more work on them, but they will look like pearls in the end. So I think this is a real, if it's a different colour I don't really care, because you get the idea of the colour. And if you use your pencils very lightly, or even smudge them in, it takes that whiteness off the page. I think it just needs a bit of depth here. So what you can do is use one of the darker colours and just run a ring round the edge. Try and blend it in, and then a very dark one. So it might end up being your pen, or a grey, or a black, or it could be a very dark purple. Don't think that's dark enough. And then make them more three-dimensional this way. But you do get this idea that there's more depth to it. Especially if you use a dark charcoal pencil as well, because it just because I'm going over the white areas as well, where the white is, it's giving it that. I think I need, I don't think it's on here anyway, but I can blend that in if I want. No, try the white anyway. I don't think the white is the right choice for it, but I don't know, it's blending it out, making it look more like a shadow. That's good. Yeah, you can just sort of see a shadow starting to come. I mean, you can use a pencil if you're using it like this, you'd be better off with a B rather than a HB, because you'll get more darkness in it. So if I just try it round here, I'll just see what it looks like. I've got to take that down a bit because I know I'm going to snap it if I don't. So here we've got a, even in these HBs, it's amazing how the difference can be really apparent, and yet they're all supposed to be a HB. But right, so I've put an area down. Blend it in, starting to look a little bit more 3D. Does need a little bit of work on it though. And the way I'm going to do that is pick one side. And see now? It's making it look more. I've gone squint-eyed again. Come on. Squint-eyed. Can't do this. Is that blue or black? Blue. Yeah, I have to be careful. There we go. You can see now it's starting to look quite three-dimensional. And that's by adding a real dark definition next to a light definition. Oh. But I've started to use most of the paper up now, so it's not wanting to blend as well. But you get the idea, don't you? Starting to make it look 3D. And you'll be at this all day if you're not careful, so just be warned. So here I've just gone straight in with a black colouring pencil. Let's see what it looks like. And you see that looks far more 3D, doesn't it? The darker. There we go, starting to look. So, means to an end. Pearls are coming on. Right, reflection. Okay, reflection is pencils away. That's the first thing I want to reflect on. Get my pencils away. Right, let's sit down. I've not finished it, but I'm looking at it now. I started on a 3, went to a 5. Where am I now? I reckon I'm on a 9. So I went from a 3 to a 5. From a 3 to a 5 to a 9. And my reflection is it's so important to allow yourself growth days where no plan or planning is apparent, but merely an interest or an idea. Yeah, so that's how I feel today. So I went from a 3 to a 5 to a 9. I love this. And then I've gone here. It's so important to allow yourself growth days where no plan or planning is apparent, but merely I've got more to put here. Alright, by merely allowing an interest or an idea to spark. So yeah, I could quite happily sit down now and really, especially these little, I could spend all day. I've got work to do, but I could spend all day now happy going about work because I know I've given myself this wonderful time first, and that's what it's about. So in reflection, yeah, that's been positive. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. So you've gone from a 4 to an 8. That's brilliant. See what I mean? It's not. It's what you do with what you've got into. You can't change everything. You know, you can't sort of snap your fingers and hope it all changes. It don't work like that. But what you can do is think, right, okay, I do like this. I don't like that feeling I started with, but I like the feeling I'm finishing with. You know, and that, if that means like you've gone from a 4 to an 8, how cool is that? It's your powers that have done that, no one else. Your powers of and willpower and strength, you've put that into this drawing and this moodling. Kim, that's a nice one. 3 to 9. Yeah, and it's you've done it. You know, I've just shown you some little tricks that I use, but at the end of the day, I like the reflection. It's something I'm going to do. Even if I don't do it every day, it doesn't matter. Some days I don't need to do it. Some days I don't want to do it. And that's all right as well. But I'm happy to work now. I'm happy to research and do other things because I know that I've been able to do this and I've made myself forget the other stuff and get on with this stuff. So you can do it. How good is that? The same sort of way I stopped smoking. I just thought I don't want to do that anymore. Doesn't matter who tells you what they tell you, you've got to be ready to do it though. No good harping on to someone. Unless they want to really do it, you haven't got an else chance. So I'm loving that. Absolutely loving it. Maybe have a reflection about your own work now. Look at what you've done. And even if you just put it in smiley faces, you could have a smiley face, which is sort of like, go to the front, you could have a set of 5 smiley faces. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So goes that way, sort of that way, a little smirk, getting a bit of a grin, big cheesy grin. So that could be your key. And you could have 1 and 10. 1, 3, 5, 7. Oh, around that. Do you know what I mean? 0 to 10 or whatever. So choose your own way of doing it. But how you do it is up to you. what you're doing it for is really important. And you know, you've been really successful at creating that Moodle, really successful at giving yourself an hour. Yeah, an hour and a quarter. And you know, at the same time, you're producing a wonderful piece of artwork that is really appealing to you. Yeah, I prefer that one to that one. Although I do like that one, I think there's lots of work to be done on it. But I don't think that's any worse than that. I just think they're different. So that's what it is, isn't it? It's what it is. Here's the ones we did the other day. Still not done that one, and I might not do it. It don't matter if I don't. Don't matter if I do. So yeah, these are the ones we did. Oh, I did that one after. That was Malham Tarn, you know, Giant's Causeway. Did that one after because that's what it reminded me of. So yeah. Anyway, enjoy your doodle moodle doodle woodles, and we'll see you. I research everything, Sarah. Everything. There's nothing I don't research. If there's something that interests me, I go off on one researching. Yeah, I love writing, you see, and that's it goes in for me when I write it. It's like it goes in for me. I'm researching YouTube at the moment and cellular structure, which are totally different. Oh, and bookbinding. I'm renewing me. I was going to say renewing my vows. Then no, I'm renewing some stuff that I used to do years ago and using new techniques with it. So yeah, thank you very much for your time as always. I will see you tomorrow at 12 for a quickie. I hope you're all doing all right in this dreadful weather. But yeah, you know, you're not on your own. And I've gone from a 3 to a 9. So there we go. Getting better at this art. Look at that. Look at that now. That's a proper one. Don't know what these are doing up here. Maybe I should do that. That's it. That's why it didn't look right, because of all this here. I look like I'm trying to do a dog or a dragon or whatever, a rabbit with ears. So it's that, innit? No, it looks like binoculars. I'm going. Bye.